You want to do number two now. Okay, so let's look at number two. We'll try to see. In a simple business, when two typists are employed, typist one, typist A and B, and then typist A types out, and then on an average of 30 pages per day with a standard deviation of 6, while typist B on average types out 45 pages with a standard deviation of 10. Now, which typist shows greater consistency in his output? Okay, this sounds like a very practical and a simple question at the same time. It's supposed to be simple, but then if you have not read the material, which is so what the question here is actually about coefficient of variation. That's it. The question here is it's about coefficient of variation. So let's check coefficient variation. Okay, what's this one? Looking at variation. Okay, so we're looking at coefficient of variation is merely a mathematical relationship, and this has nothing to do with cause or effect relation. It's only reveal curve variation between two variables, even when there is a no cause and effect, no cause and effect relationship in bivariate series, and one interpret the relationship as casual. So such a correlation is called spurious or nonsense. Let me just go to the formula. I'm looking for a formula here. Oh, dum, 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 dum. Sorry. Who's calling me now? I beg. I'll call you back later. Looking for something. Oh, don't. Yeah, I can hear you now. Thank you. Okay. So I was asking that. Did you understand how to solve this question? It's simple now. I think it's one of the simplest questions to solve, and it's very simple. So the question they want to ask, what they want to know who is more consistent, and the answer is the guy that type with the typist A is more consistent because his CV is coefficient of variation is smaller than the other one. I mean, the smaller this thing, coefficient of variation shows more consistency. So that is what it is. So which is tapis A. So that was number one. That's number two. That was number two A. And we also have number two B. So number two B is what is it? Oh, number two B. Let me see the question. Okay, so what's one very this is very simple. This one now is kind of very simple. So all you need to do is to plot a pie chart, but then it may not really be. I'm not sure the pie chart will be very correct, but yeah, you try. You get, you try. But you can see they said represent the above for information on the pie chart. So that means you have the question here, right? We have these numbers. So if it's like kind of a system thing, simple. It was kind of a system. All you need to do is to type this, right? This is you can do this. It's very very simple. You know how a pie chart now. Just look at the numbers, the one that is bigger, and then you know how to plot it. Hmm? But now, if I don't know whether the lecturer will want you to represent this in let's say if you plot the chart, the pie chart, right? You need to know the angles. And you know the total number of angles in the pie chart is how many? The total number of very good. 360. Perfect. So now when you want to plot this at 360, if you look at it now, that means if I'm using the pie chart has to now come in percentage. So what we will do now is that 360, you have to do it for each of the departments. So if you look at it, you have department here one, two, three, four, five, and one, two, three, four, five, six, about six. So that means like the departmental total. So that means if I add this number, this is how you're going to do the part B. What you're going to do. Because since it's a manual, see, this is a manual exam, so you are using paper and pen. It's not system. So this is what you're going to do. First of all, you need to know the total number of the total department, right? The total department here, or sorry, you need to get the total student. So total student is going to be total student is now going to be 10, others 100, 120, and 170, 120, 190, and then 200. So this is so these are department. I mean, just put everything. This is department, and then I have accounting, accounting, and then we have business admin, right? So we have eco, and then we have geography, and then we have O, and then we have social. So now we with this now, right? As what we're going to do now in adding up, right? We need to add this guy to get the total number of students. And the total number of students is 900, right? This total number of students is 900. So for you to now get this, the angles for each of the students, right, for each department, you are now going to say equals to the 900. This is the first one here was what? The department total, right? The department total is what is the department? Yeah, that's 100. It's 100 divided by, yeah, 100 divided by 900 divided by times 360 times 360. Yep. So perfect. So that's what you need to do this for all. You understand? And then you have it in the degree. So I don't have this. I can just do this. Guy. I have this. So you have something like this. Oh, fuck. Thank you. So perfect. So this is what it's supposed to do. So these are all the angles that you have. So yeah, there is this social is going to take like angle what? So like that. But you don't really need this for real. You just go ahead and do some your draw a cycle and draw it. Just use your head. Which one should be bigger than which one? Finish for real. You answer the question because they just said you should use that data to represent the data on the pie chart. So you do this and then you have answered question A and B, which is you have answered one A and one B. We have saw one and one A, one B. We saw two A and two B. And you can see that they are very simple stuff, right? So this 2022 general exam. Yes, if you add up, it will give you 360. It did not give you. Let me check. It's 360. It will give me 360. Say it here. It will give you 360. Sit now. I've done it. It's give you 360. So there's we'll upload it on the YouTube. We just send you the link. You can just follow up. Yeah. So this one now, I will just say, okay, you can go to the material and read it because it's not solving. What is the Poisson distribution? Simple. You know what the Poisson distribution is, right? Like, it's pure just writing. You see the question, the answer is not even the max is just 2.5. You are not doing that. That's what I'm saying. Like, see, just draw the pie chart and just say that okay, this value is bigger than this one. Then the pie chart should just look like this one is big, this one is small, based on the values. Do you get? Don't stress like that. No. So the last question here that is solving is this one, right? Should we do because this one you have to just read it. This number three and four, just pure reading. You can see they are just this one has like 10 marks. Discuss why it's important to study sampling distribution. Very simple. Just issue if you know what is sampling distribution, why do you study importance? You understand? Discuss. Abi? Discuss why it's important. So we can just start discussing. You understand? Number one, I can say, okay, it's for hypothesis testing. And then if you hypothesis testing, then what does hypothesis testing mean? All those kind of things. And maybe I can say it helps to estimate population parameters. What does that mean? So all those things are just things that if you understand sampling distribution, you read this. I think that should be in the material too. So and then Poisson distribution in the material. So read it. So I will just we still if you have we still have time, we can just do this solving number one. The last one here, then we can just move on. We can close for today. This solving. Should we solve this number six? Number six. Okay. So number six. Okay, so number six. No, we're giving a data here now, and then we are using this is regression, and we already have a regression formula. It's already given to us. So this one is not something like, but then they're just giving us an equation. This is like a linear regression line, which is y is equals to x ax plus b. So the y is the dependent variable, while a is the independent variable, right? So, but it looks it's not that simple to solve because we need to do some whole heavy kind of calculations. Yeah. So, but the first thing is say find the least square regression line, which is equals to y is equals to a plus x plus b. So when we have this question here, the first thing we need to do, let's take it like this. We have y, then we have x. Now the x is our year, and then the y is our cells. So we are looking at, so the y here is the first one is 12, the second one is 19, and then we have 29, then we have 87, then we have 45. Then our x is going to be 211, 270, sorry, 217, 218, 219, 20, then we have 2021. Okay. So now they said the first thing we are going to do here, we need to find the least square regression line, which is y is equals to a uh, plus b plus b. This plus b. So we have this, right? So now, but the first thing we need to do now but then the the formula, right? The formula for us to find a. What is a? A is the regression coefficient. That is the coefficient of x. Now, what is the formula for a? That's the first thing we need to find, because by the time we find all of that, we now do substitution. So we need to find a, we need to find x, and then we need to find and x is already given. So we need to find a, and we also need to find b. That's what we need, because a is just x is the variables that are given to us. So we need to find what is a and what is b. Do you get? So a, now the formula, are we let me check the material because that formula is not. Let me just try the formula, but let me just skip some things. So for a is equals to we need to get the n. So the m here is the total number of outcome. Sorry, can you off your mic? Sorry. Thank you very much. So we need to find which this we can just write the formula, and then we say, okay, this is so we can now have a n is the formula is n, and then we now have sigma. How can I write the sigma now? I'm going to put e here. E is not looking nice. What symbol should I use? I don't have this formula here, but the answer, this is supposed to be sigma xy. Understand that is n multiplied by sigma xy minus um, sigma x and then sigma y. Then this thing we all divide by n sigma x square, and understand this sigma x square minus sigma x square. So this is just the format. So the way I'm writing it now, it may not look really the way the formula is. So I will just get the formulas and paste it here so that you can see the formulas and write it down. Because me, I already know the formulas. I believe what I write here is correct because it's I the way I remember it is just based on the what way we are going to solve it in the table. Because when by the time we want to solve it now, we need to get first of all, let me just get the formula for that, and then I'll paste it. Get the formula. It's not giving me what I'm looking for. Let me use that should be in our material. Yeah, be formula. Sha. So anyway, okay, let's solve it this way. Let's just go ahead and start. Let's get the table. So for instance, let's first of all do if you look at this formula that I've written here, I would say A is equals to N. N is the total number of outcome, right? And then this A I'm typing here is sigma something like this, like sigma and whatever. So and then XY. So XY, how'd you get your XY? XY now, I'm going to form another table here and I will call this table. So this is going to be our X and this is going to be our Y, right? This is going to be our Y. Understand? So now, and since the year, now look at what happened here is this. We have our year as the X is what? X is the year. So we can use this. So we have to code it, right? We need to code this to say this is one, this is two, this is three, this is four, this is five, and this is six. Oh no, that is four, and then this is five. So this is now going to be our X. You understand? So I'm going to use this as our X. One, two, three. So now our Y is going to be this. So our Y is going to be this. So the next thing we're going to do, we're now going to get our X X squared, right? This is supposed to be our X squared. So X squared means 1 raised to the power of 2 will give us 1. Then this will give us 4. This will give us 9, Abi. 6, Abi. This will give us 9. This will give us 9. This will give us 16. And this will give us 25. Give us 25. So our the next thing we need to do now, we want to do our XY. So we need to get our XY. So what's our XY? XY is now X times what? Y. So 12 times 12 is give us 12. And 2 times 19 is what? 38, I mean. That should be 38. Then 3 times 9. 3 times 29 is what? 3 times 30 is 29. So give us okay 86. 86. So 4 times 34 to give us 148. And then 5 times 45 to give us 227, 225. So this is our XY. So if you look at this now, that means our N now is what? What is our N? If we add up this X, 1 plus 5. This is going to give us, uh, we have our x. So our x, our n now is what? It's now equals to 15. And then we need to get, this one here is our summation of y. Summation of y now is equals to 142, right? So this is ey is now equals to 142. And then what is we have summation of x squared. We have summation of x squared, which is this, which is 55. So we have x squared. What? The summation and summation, add 12 plus 19 plus 29 plus 37 and this 45. See now, summation that I did, right? So it's that some. No, all these ones are I'm solving up here. I mean, do both. So you understand. These ones are just summation. So summation of x squared, summation of x squared is now equals to 55. And then summation of xy is 51. The x, now the x, like I said, the x is the what they're giving you now is the year, right? Now, since it's the year, what I just did, they give you 217, 218, 2. So I just coded it to be like one, just an event of one. So the year one, two, three, four, five. So I have year one, year two, year three, year four, year five. I can use this year here just like the normal text. Do you understand? So I coded it to say, okay, year one represent one, then two. Yes, anywhere in the world you can do that, except the values are given to you. But what? It's not really assumption. It's so now, for instance, I have here now. This is just it's based on because of the values that are given to you. If the x was given to you as a variable of its own, right? Now the year here now it's like I have if if I'm talking if I'm talking about something of the year from year one, two, four, five down to this level. I can from maybe let's say from 2021, right? Now if I have to compute those values, I can't be computing 2023 or 2022. So what I can say, okay, this year represent this number. So if I have in the range of this number from 2020 to this year, 2020 is the year one, year two, year to this level that I am. Just like that. It's not something to it's actually very, but if now remember the x here now is actually our what? Now remember why the x here is not depending on anything. The y is our dependent. Is our dependent variable. Here's what we are looking for. These are actually our issue. Our issue here is the y. So we have this one to be 5110. So we now have this. So from this one, why? You say? Okay. Sorry. N is okay. This was summation of x. Sorry. It was summation of x. And then our n is supposed to be 5. Our n is supposed to be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our n. So they are supposed to be a summation of x. So now from this formula that we put here now, can you see? So what we need to do here in this formula to find our a. Now to find our a now is just to be 5. What is our summation of what? Summation of xy. So this is supposed to be 5 into summation of what? Xy, which is f1. 5. So this is what I have here. This is summation of n multiplied summation of x1. So xy. So that is it. Then minus, this is going to be minus summation of x and summation of y. So our summation of y is this. So I now have summation of x is 15 multiplied by summation of y. So what summation of y is? Summation of y is going to be 142. 142. That's it. So I'll divide this. I have to divide this guy. Let me get symbol. Like line. I'll say okay. This is going to divide by. I'm going to divide this. I'll take it up small. Okay. So this is now going to be divide. This is going to divide by n. I can say the formula is n summation x square. So this summation x square. So n here is going to be our 5 into summation of s square. Summation of s square is 55. So this is 55. And then minus summation of uh, this summation of x2 is x2 summation of x2 over and square. So this summation of x square. So the x that we have, this summation of x, right? We already have our summation of x, which is this. Then we square it. Go to multiply by 2. Yes, 15 raised to the power 2 is what? Now, see. 15 times 15, are we? Okay, yeah. So that should be our 225. 15 times 15. That's 225. So that is, we'll continue from after we divide this. So now, 5 5 times, we now have to do 5 times 5 times 5, 110. 510, this is what we have. So we are going to have 2, 2. Did I have there? Okay, 2550. Yeah, 2550 minus the other one was 15. 15 times 142 is going to be 2130. 2130. Then I will divide it by 5 times 5. 5 times 5 5 is going to be 27. Divide it by 275 minus 225. Get, so this will now be equals to, if I do 2225 minus 2250 minus 213, 0 is should give me 420. Let me confirm 240. So 240. So this is going to be divided by If I minus 275 minus 225, that should give me 50. Abi? So my answer now should be 420 divided by 50. Then I will now have 8.4. So 8.4 is our A. So we have already found our A. So A is, we have gotten our A for that. So the next thing we need to solve for, we need to find our intercept, right? We need to find the intercept. The intercept here, that's B from this formula that you have written. Where did I write that formula? Okay. We're looking at the regression line, which is AX plus B. So the B is our intercept, and then the A is our coefficient of X. So what's the formula for that one? Do you guys have an idea? Hello, guys. Are we together? Should I continue? What's that? Which one is that? You need this? The meaning of the formula. No, okay. Okay, so now when you have a regression analysis like this, yeah? Eh? So this is the y here is the y is a dependent variable. Yeah, y is a variable, dependent variable. Y the x, the a here is the coefficient of the x bar. That's the x here is the coefficient of the independent variable, which is x. And this is a coefficient of independent variable, which is x. The coefficient of, let me just say coefficient of x. And then y, b, b here is mean the intercept, understand? Or the b here is the intercept. So the b here, the a here is the coefficient of x, right? That is just, you can call it the coefficient of regression, or you can say it's the slope. You understand? The a is the slope. Because the regression, this is a regression line. So by the time you plot the line on the graph, right, you're going to have the slope, you're going to have the intercept. So that's what it means. A regression formula, the line, linear regression, linear line. If you know the line, linear this thing, that's what it means. Yeah, perfect. So I was asking that, okay, so now how are we now going to get our this thing now? The next thing. Because now we have found our A. We found A. We need B. You guys, okay, now let me just show you. Now, for you to find the B is very simple. To get the B is simplest formula. Now, for me to get my B, I will say, okay, B is equals to, right? I will say is summation of x divided by n. So, what is our summation of x? 15, Abby? That formula is very simple. 15 divided by n, which is 5. Then what do we have? We now 15 15 divided by 5. You understand? That is 15 divided by 5. So 15 divided by 5 will give us 3. That is our B. So that means our B is equals to what? Our B is now equals to 3. Simple. Abi? Since you guys are not following me. Hello, are we still together? The B formula for B or the whole question is complex. What? Action. Yes. Just yes. So it's just now substitute. So we now we have that already. So we are not looking for X is already given to us. Look at this is what we are doing. This is your material, right? This is what we are doing here. This is the material. This is under regression here, simple regression equation. So we have y is equals to a plus bx. From here, it's giving us this, and then we have ab. All these things are here. Everything we have here is here. Can you see this here? So I am looking for that B formula. That is simple. So the person was asking this thing now. If you look at this, your equation, right? So from the equation now we have gotten our e. So we're looking for y, and so our a was supposed to be 8.4, and which is here 8.4 plus a, and then x plus b, and then b is given to us as 3. So now, what happened now is like we want to determine. So the regression here, it actually helps us to predict or you understand to project for the future. So now we have already have our x, our y as this. So in 2024, or let's say this was a year, right? We have x in 2017. We have total number of 12 cells. And in 2018, we have a total number of 19 cells. And then we have 29, 219, we have 37 in this. So the next thing is our next Y. What is going to be our next Y? So we can project. So let's assume now we want to now use this X to project. So we now say, okay, our next one is like we are going to pick X, and our X here is 5. Let's say we can pick any X here, like maybe 4. or 3. We pick 3 and then we substitute into this place, right? We are getting x. So this is 1. The period that we have here is like about 4. It's about 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the next year, after this one, we are going to pick 1. For the second, we're going to pick 2. For the fourth, because we have the period here is just 5. The interval is 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want to, if you want to project it for the next interval of 5, then this one is going to represent our x to just give us this value. This one x will give us the next value. Do you get? Okay. So now, okay, now let's go back to, let me read the question. They said find the least square regression line y is equals to this. This is what is given to us from the question. Okay. So now we have solved for A and B, right? So, but then we now want to, so we solved this question, we have answered that already. But now we want to estimate ourselves for the next year, which is, do we have 2020 for 2020, 25 or 2021 here? Now, for the year 2021, what do we have? We have 5 as x. So what we're going to do here now, right? Since we have this y is now equals to, y should be 8, 8.4 multiplied by 5 and then plus 3. Do you understand? So you substitute here. Is this is now going to be equals to 8.4, 8.4 times 5 plus 3. Now 45. This is the same thing. We just use that formula to just test this to see we got to have 45. That's why. Do you understand? So we just estimated we got 45. We just tested it on that value. So if I put this formula in another of one of this question here, maybe for this year, guy, if I use for this particular one, I may get this. I'm expecting to have the same result with 29. Yes. So we have actually solved the equation. And so what we need there is just, now we already have the answer. All we need to do now is to just input our values to project, to like kind of do prediction for the next future. That is actually what that means. Do you get? Sorry? Yes. So, but we have, that is for, we have solved for A. And then the next question here is, use the least square regression line as a model to estimate the sales for the year 2025. Can you see? This is regression. This is, see the topic here. This is regression analysis. Uh, this should study session 5 in module what again? This study session 5 in, I think, module Kini. So we have answered the question, like we are done completely. Yeah. So this thing we have just, this one we just did now, right? Is the final answer, which is the question number B. Because they said, if you look at the question, they said B said use the least square regression line as a model to estimate the sales of the company in year 2021. So year 2021, which is this, right? So you don't use this value of x, you substitute, and then it will give you the answer, which is 45. Then you go to go.